Get your feet wet to supersize your business. What on earth does that mean? Well, get in your feet wet. It's just an expression that came about in like the 1500s. And it literally meant, how do you get in the water? People that were learning to swim or getting in the water. Do you tip your toe in and test the water and see if it's warm or cold, and then take little steps at a time? And, it's like, do you climb in on the stairs of a pool if you're staying in a hotel or something? Or do you dive right in off the diving board in the deep end without even testing the waters? Neither approach is right or wrong. It's just important to know what your natural tendency is. What do you normally do? Well, what does that have to do with supersizing your business? Because if either approach works and can lead to success, what difference does it make? Well, it depends on your ideal customers or the people that you're serving. What is their natural tendency? Maybe you want to know that. If they're the types that want to test things and try things and be fed what your product or service is in little bite-sized pieces, and you want to just get them to buy the whole package, that might not work. For example, say you're a coach and you sell high-ticket items. Well, everybody isn't going to just come in and pay you $10,000 a month for your coaching services or your consulting services. You have to find a way, and maybe you only need 1 or 2 people and that's all you want, and you can find those people easily. But if you want more than that, if you want something different, you might have to find a way to offer smaller chunks to the people that you want to serve, to bring them in to your circle of influence, to bring them into your business, to bring them into your life, so that you can grow and supersize and scale your business. I think about, when I go swimming and when I learned to swim, when I was young, I was afraid of the water. My sisters and I grew up in a family of 4 girls. We were all just terrified of the water. And my mom would sign us up for swimming lessons at the YMCA every year, and we would fail beginners. At least I failed beginners. I felt like an eternity. It felt like 10 years, but it couldn't have been 10 years. It was probably 2 or 3 times I failed beginner swimming lessons. And then my dad and his friends put a swimming pool, an indoor, an in-ground swimming pool in our yard. We had an old hobby farm back then. And we took part of the corral, kicked out the ponies, and moved the fence and put a swimming pool in. And in that summer, I think my middle sister and I passed like 3 levels of swimming lessons. And by the next summer, we passed all the way up to lifesavers. So we had gone from being afraid to even tip our toe in the water to being, expert swimmers, and we could save people's lives, which when you have a swimming pool, that's a good skill to have. And we actually got to use it a couple of times, sad but true. But, well, I guess happily, but the point is, you decide, and we have a natural tendency. I have a natural tendency to procrastinate, or to tip my toe in, or to research the living daylights out of something before I make a choice and a decision. But I've learned over the years that there's some situations and there's some things where it's important that I dive right in, that I immediately take action. And I've trained myself to immediately take action every single day. If I get an idea, I need to take action on that idea immediately. It doesn't have to be a giant thing, but it has to be some move toward what it is that I want. And the importance of this is knowing what our customers want, what do they expect, and how do we bring more people into our world? If we want to bring more people into our world and into our businesses, what's the best approach to do that? What's the best approach to meet their needs? It's not just all about us. It's about understanding ourselves and then knowing how do we supplement to create the situation or create the environment that's perfect for the situation that we're in. And, it involves us being open-minded and willing to look at other ways of doing things. It encourages us to be flexible and realize that our way of doing things isn't the only way of doing things, right? Our ego makes us think that the way we look at the world is the way everyone else should look at the world, but that's a little bit naive, right? So is there a way to offer people bite-sized pieces of our product or service for the people that want to tip their toe in the water? They want to test the waters first before they dive right in, before they get all the way in, before they get their hair wet. I don't know about you, but I remember a lot of years, maybe it's a girl thing, but we would just walk around the pool because we'd want to cool off if we were laying out in the sun, but we didn't want to get our hair wet because we didn't want to mess up our hair to go out that night or whatever. So is there a way for people to test their water? And how can you find ways for people to experience you and your business in the way that's most comfortable to them? I guess that's what it's all about. So share in the comments below, because I would love to know, are you a person that has to tip your toe in the pool or in the lake or the body of water to check the temperature before you decide if you're going to get in or not? And then do you tip your toe in the water and then say, oh, it's too cold, I'm not even going to swim? Or are you the type person that just dives right in? Like I said, I used to be the person that would always tip my toe in the water and test it before. And now I am the person that, and then I went to the stage where I would tip my toe in the water, and if it was cold, I'd go to the diving board and dive right in. And now I'm the type of person that just goes to the diving board and dives right in. And that just goes to show you, if this old dog can learn new tricks, then anyone can. It shows the progression that we can choose to take when we want to, change the experience or the experience that other people have with us. That's it. Go out, make it a fantastic day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.